Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here. Today we're taking a look at the 2023 Subaru Forester Wilderness in the Geyser Blue. The Wilderness is the most off-road oriented trim, most capable trim level in the Forester. Geyser Blue is an exclusive color for the Wilderness family. So aesthetically, there's definitely a few things that set apart the Wilderness from the other Foresters. I mean, first thing, right away, big matte black hood decal decal sticker, whatever you want to call it. And this is designed to reduce sun glare for the driver off this hood, because if you've ever been blinded from your hood, you know what a pain it is. That cuts down on the glare, especially when you're facing uphill, which is a lot of the time if you're off-roading. So that stands out. That is removable. I've seen a couple people remove it online. I've never done it myself, but I have seen people do that. A very aggressive front end on it, very aggressive grille, exclusive grille on the Forester. We do also have a front view off-road / parking camera. Got a location for a tow hook, a recovery bolt, and we do get more plastic cladding along with these 6 LED Gatling gun style fog lights. But yeah, a lot more cladding on this. And then of course underneath we have skid plate. So reduce the chance of damage if you hit something on the trail. But a lot more plastic cladding along the lower portion, and that's because plastic cladding's harder to beat up than paint. LED headlights, very aggressively styled. They're smaller than the previous headlights you would see in a Forester. Exclusive 17-inch matte black wheels with Yokohama Geolandar ATs on it. So this is an all-terrain tire, not as aggressive as some, but you also get good road manners with that. Very capable, actually 3 peak mountain snowflake rated, so you can drive them on all roads in BC legally during the winter. And that is actually just right there. You can see the little snowflake on the mountain. Very aggressive fender flare, wheel arch, whatever you want to call it, in the cladding. Again, that's an area that would typically get beat up by rocks or such. Plastic doesn't rust, so that's why that's there. You get a lot of cladding along the bottom, and just take a look at the side profile of that Forester. It still has that boxy SUV styling that a lot of people love, and because of the boxiness, you end up with great visibility through the windows. You get 3 exterior Wilderness badges, 1 on each front door and then 1 on the rear. The mirror caps are not painted. They're actually the same cladding as your wheel arches, so these will take a lot of abuse before they get marked up. Integrated turn signal. We've got all that cladding along the bottom. It's pretty cool, it looks aggressive. And then of course, Forester in anodized copper. That is the highlight color, and I really like the highlight anodized copper on the Geyser Blue. Our tie downs integrated into our roof racks are also the anodized copper, and these crossbars are thicker than your standard Forester crossbars, so you can't use the OEM Subaru Aero crossbars. You have to get Thule's or some other aftermarket because the stock ones won't grip this. These are designed to handle a heavier load rating than the standard ones. They expect people to put overloaded Thule's and rooftop tents and such on these vehicles. At the back, kind of like the Sport Forester, we've got this strip between the taillights, and instead of being black, it's again the cladding, and it actually works its way all the way up here. So I like that. I think that's a really nice touch. We've got the blacked out Forester badging. It says Forester Wilderness, Subaru Wilderness on it, black badging there. New for 23, they come with the integrated bumper step pad. So I guess enough people marked up their bumpers loading things in and out, or pets, and they complained to Subaru. So that is standard equipment now. We've got the little backup sensors in the rear bumper. Those will actually apply the brakes if it thinks you're gonna hit something between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. Absolutely terrifying when it happens, but it's great. Underneath here, rear differential underguard, skid plate, so you don't wreck your differential when you accidentally bounce it on or off a rock or on a log or something on the trail. Guess it would help if I had unlocked it. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So the button to open it, right between these 2 stars. You can also do it from the key fob or the driver's seat, but the vehicle's running, so I couldn't do it from the key fob. Lots and lots of room in the rear of the Forester. That big, square, boxy rear end lends itself to a ton of cargo storage. Cargo tray is standard. The backs of the seats are kind of rubberized. It's not the same material as a cargo tray, but dog hair, pet hair shouldn't worm its way in there. Those seats can be folded down for additional storage. Privacy cover, standard equipment. And you can actually remove this and tuck this entire cover underneath our false floor here. So underneath here, you can kind of see the outline of where it's supposed to lay. Something exclusive to the Wilderness family right now, the Forester in the Outback, you get a full-size spare tire on a matching alloy wheel, and all of your tools are inside that. So you can actually do a 5-tire rotation. I actually believe the owner's manual recommends doing a 5-tire rotation. But yeah, you get a full-size. Not many vehicles come with a full-size spare tire anymore, so that's quite nice. Got nice, hard mount physical tie downs, one in each corner. We've got grocery bag hooks on both sides. We have a 12-volt power point in the rear, and then to fold the seats flat, simply press the button, pull the switch, and depending how far backwards those front seats are reclined, those will go down. We do also have these grocery bag hooks here and here. I probably wouldn't hang anything from here while driving, just because, well, being my rear view. And then something you will notice, black headliner in all the Wilderness trims, which is quite nice. I like it. Up top, got a hook, and then we have a door LED cargo light in addition to the cargo light that's here. There we go, also set to door. So, well illuminated. Now, to close it, I can pull down, I can press the button, or if it's shut off, I can lock and close it, but can't do that while it's running. So, I'm gonna go up front, I'm gonna move that front seat. So I just adjusted that front seat, so these seats are down. And they lay virtually flat, little flap there, sits a little bit up, but yeah, this is kind of the rubberized. And you have quite a bit of room when you fold these seats down. Easy up on both sides. And now you can see there's great headroom and great legroom. I actually find the Forester to have the most amount of second row room out of all our vehicles, at least when I'm sitting in the second row and I'm a taller individual. Now this is not cloth, it's not leather. This is Subaru made StarTex, or soft touch all weather upholstery as they call it in the Canadian owners manuals. It's non-perforated, it's durable, it's designed to get dirty and able to be wiped down. I like it. I actually find the seating material more comfortable than leather because the material itself seems to have a little bit more cushion. And of course, this is textured with honeycomb in the Wilderness. Fold down armrest with integrated cup holders. We've got 3 matte back pockets on the backs of both front seats. And then we have vents and 2 USB ports just for charging. This right here, when you're getting in, this is all textured. This is designed to be a step. So if you're loading something on these crossbars or on the roof rails that you have crossbars on, that's pretty tall. If you're vertically challenged, that is going to be a challenge. You could stand on the tire, but the tire sits inside the fender, so you won't get as much of your foot there. So that's a nice, safer alternative. Door card, soft touch, Wilderness badging, anodized copper stitching, bottle holder with a little bit of storage, and should you need it, child locks. Now, you do have to do child locks on each rear door individually. There isn't a button inside to do it with. Do both. It is a proximity key. So long as the key's on your person, you can lock it just by touching and holding this. Again, it's gonna beep and won't do it because it's running, but that's how you'd lock it. And then to unlock it, you would just put your hand in the handle. Front door card looks very, very similar to that of the rear. Soft touch material, same contrast stitching, same textures. We've got window lock along with our power window controls, power mirror controls. We've got bottle holder with a little bit more storage. Then on the inside, seating material is the same up front as it is in the second row. It's the StarTex. Very, very comfortable. Bolstering's obviously a little bit more on these. And then we have Subaru Wilderness embossed on both front headrests. And these headrests are tiltable. Depending how close to the back of your head you would like your headrest. By the driver's left knee, we've got a bunch of buttons. We've got the ability to open the rear hatch. We can turn off the steering responsive headlights. We can set it so that the tailgate only opens to X percentage. Not all the way, so if you're in a low parking garage, that's beneficial. We've got a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges, the ability to turn off traction control, turn off the auto start stop, and we have blind spot detection. Let me show you the blind spot detection. So on our side mirrors, we have little black screens on either side, which is just great. And it'll illuminate like so on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot. So it's a great aid. It doesn't replace shoulder checking, but it's a nice reminder. We were talking about visibility earlier. Big boxy square windows, like that's a phenomenal amount of visibility in here. And I've never had someone complain about the visibility in a Forester. Big slide sunroof with a manual shade. And then we have this. So I'm gonna move, try to get rid of the little bit of glare here. Here we are back in the Forester Wilderness. Left-hand side of the steering wheel, we've got our Bluetooth and audio controls. We can accept calls, hang up calls, issue calls, cycle between AM, FM, CD, satellite, go to between presets, control the volume. Info, we'll change our small screen up there. I'll show you that in a minute. And then these three buttons down here, they control our little center display on our exclusive Wilderness gauges with the rings in anodized copper. Digital speedometer is typically what people leave it on, but you can get time running versus distance traveled, how long it set off at an intersection, how much fuel it saved you, estimated distance to empty. Lots of handy information. We've got the fuel gauge at the bottom there, and of course, fuel doors on the passenger side of the Forester, just like all Subarus. Got headlights. They are auto. They default to auto, luckily. Can't accidentally be driving around with your headlights turned off. We do have paddles, downshift and upshift, if we want to manually select our own gears. I use that all the time in my Outback. I downshift and hold myself back on hills so I'm not on the brakes as much. Anodized copper highlight, anodized copper stitching. And then the steering wheel adjustment itself. Bottom left of the steering column, place for you to hook your thumb and pull it down, and it is both tilt and telescopic. And then you just do the exact same thing in opposite, lift it up, and it's locked in place. Right hand side here, we've got our adaptive cruise and we have our lane centering. Both of those systems use these two black boxes, these two color stereo eyesight cameras. Eyesight 4.0, the most up-to-date eyesight safety system that Subaru offers. Does automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise, lane centering, all of that, pre-collision braking. It's great features. So I've turned on cruise control, I've turned on lane centering, I've just turned that off. But cruise control, you get an image of the Forester, and there's 4 bars ahead of it, all the way down to 3. That's the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you'll follow at if you catch up. So if you have cruise set at 100 kilometers an hour, so if you get to 100 kilometers and pull down, it'll tell you right there you're set to 100 kilometers an hour. If you catch up to someone, 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. Good safe distance. Now, lane centering, I turn on. Steering wheel and those 2 lanes became illuminated. Now I'm going to turn it off and you're going to see those lines de-illuminate. They're there. So if the cameras can see the road lines above 60 kilometers an hour, whichever side it can see, it'll give you 1 or 2. It'll illuminate whichever side it can see, whether that's both 1 or 0. It'll be like this. It'll actually give you gentle steering input to help keep you in the center of your lane. It's a great feature for the second half of a long day of driving, but I don't recommend it for around town. We have 2 different drive modes. We have intelligent and sport sharp. So intelligent's what it defaults to. Down here you can see P for park, I for intelligent. If I press sport sharp, you'll notice that the pink line's a little bit more aggressive than the blue. You're gonna accelerate faster, you're gonna sit at a higher RPMs. It's for more spirited driving. Heated wheel. Now, it just heats from between, or around, not between the seams, around where it should be. So it gets super warm. It's a great feature. It heats up really, really quick. Yeah, big difference. I can feel it. Even with these vents blowing cold air on it, I can feel it cooking. It's nice. Wipers are here. Little info screen up top here, and I'm going to use the info button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel to cycle through it. It gives you a bunch of different information. You get to double up on a lot of the information that you get in Subaru. They put it 2 or 3 times there. Most people like the gauges. It's also where our climate control displays, and it is dual zone, so it ranges from 15 on the low side all the way up to 29.5. Freezing to tropical, it is easy to sync back to just driver controlled. You can see your fan strength. You can see where your airflow is being directed. The little arrow on the person there changes. You can see it's being recirculated inside the cab. You can see it's being pulled in from the outside. Lots of little changes, all handy. You're always gonna have your outside temperature and your clock in the top left there. 8-inch infotainment screen. It's all touch, or we have physical buttons down here. Apps, we have wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You'll get access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. Go to radio. And then it's our backup camera. Put it in reverse, it does show you the top of the bumper there, so you have something to relate to. Rear assist braking is active, parking sensors are active, and I can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle. It's great. It seems gimmicky, best thing ever, especially here in the winter. CD player. Yes, we still offer a CD player. Down below, we have our climate controls. We've got driver side temp, passenger side temp, fan strength. Mode changes where the airflow is being directed. Sync. As soon as I move the passenger temperature up, if they get out, I press sync, and it goes back to just driver controlled. There is AC and there's max AC. Max AC is the cold stuff. If AC comes on its own, just let it do its thing. It's helping move moisture around the cab so you don't fog up. More anodized copper highlights on the shifter and on the shifter boot, which is quite nice. I like the synthetic. And ahead of that, we have 2 USBs, we have an aux, and we have a 12 volt. And this is rubberized, so it's designed to put a device there and not slide around. We can pull over to manual mode, and we can use the paddles up or downshift here to manually select our own gears. We have a parking brake. You pull up to turn that on, foot on the brake and push down to deactivate it. We have auto vehicle hold, which is like a brake holder for construction, drive-through, and rush hour traffic in a place that isn't Prince George. Then we have heated seats, high and low, for both the driver and passenger. And with the StarTex, it does get very warm in a fairly short amount of time. We also have X mode, which is like 4x4 low in a pickup. And in the Wilderness, if you exceed 40 kilometers an hour, it shuts off, but as soon as you drop below 35 kilometers an hour, it re-engages. So it's different in that regard than the regular Forester. If I twist to the right, I get deep snow and mud, and that also disables traction control to allow for excess wheel spin to chew me out of this situation. So very, very capable feature in a very capable vehicle. These things are pretty much point and shoot and you'll go there. We've got cup holders, a little bit of storage. In the armrest, you've got storage and a 12 volt outlet there. A little place to run cords through so you don't crush them when you have your armrest down. My favorite feature in any vehicle ever, auto dimming rear view mirror. No switch to flick, it just automatically dims if someone's got their high beams on behind you. Your side mirrors are also auto dimming and linked to this, which is great. We do also have the home link system there, and you can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to that mirror, so you don't have to carry a bulky opener on your sun visor. Up top, we have lane sway, where it'll beep at you if you cross lines without signaling. You can deactivate that, which I recommend in the winter. Automatic emergency braking, which saves you 10% on your basic insurance. And then we have our sunroof control. You'll get a little green light when the My Subaru connected services are enabled on your car, and you'll have SOS and roadside. That's part of the 3-year trial you get with most new Subarus. On the sun visors, we have card holders, also blacked out like the headliner, vanity mirror with light, and an extender in the event the sun's directly at your left or right. Now, something I didn't show you guys, I didn't show you under the hood. So let's do that. Pull that. You do also have the aluminum pedal covers on the Forester Wilderness, and you do get the exclusive Wilderness floor mats with the Wilderness model. So to open this doesn't split at the top of the hood. It kind of splits in the middle of the grille, which lots of people have trouble with initially. But essentially, go to the right of the logo, move your hand from right to left, and lift. And you can see that's the lever right there. 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine producing 182 horsepower. Pretty much everything the average consumer is going to touch is in yellow. Washer fluid, oil, coolant, brake fluid. The oil filter's right beside the oil fill. Dipstick, and then air filter's easy to access. And then we do have a prop rod right there. And I just like to drop them. I don't like to put them down and push on them. I feel like I'm going to break them. But that is a quick look at the 2023 Subaru Forester Wilderness in the Geyser Blue, the exclusive color for the Wilderness family. Thanks for watching my quick walkthrough of the Forester Wilderness for the 2023 model year. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions about this car, any of the tech in it, any of the vehicles or tech in our lineup, put them in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer you guys' questions. And if you're in British Columbia looking for a Subaru, please reach out to me directly. I'd love to help you. We're a smaller dealership. We typically don't have the same wait time as the larger dealership, so reach out. I'm sure we can make something work for you. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.